How's it going, everyone? It's Coach Frankie Martinez back at you with another video. I'm going to talk today about having a nice setup and how to avoid a rounded back while deadlifting. There are a couple of key elements I want you to consider. First is you're bracing your core. Second, you're taking the slack out of your arms. And third, you're engaging the lats while deadlifting. In this video, I'll show you the common fault by not bracing your core, not taking the slack out of the arms of the bar, and also not packing your lats while doing the deadlift.
So first I'm going to talk to you guys as to why this is actually really important to have. So a nice braced core. One of the most common mistakes in deadlifting is that we're going to just use our lower back to get the barbell up instead of using our legs and engaging your entire body. So one of the things, or one of the ways that we lose the bar forward is not having a tight braced core. So if you guys watched my previous video on bracing the core for the squat, it'll be a similar concept. It will allow you to stay strong, use again your abdominal wall, which is really strong, and not leak energy throughout your entire system, which is your body. So the concept behind bracing the core for your deadlift and having a good setup for your deadlift is to breathe into the stomach or the diaphragm. So think about expanding the belly, think about having someone trying to punch your stomach, and that's more or less what the brace should look like or should feel like. When you take a deep breath, make sure it's not a deep breath into your chest. A common misconception that we're breathing into the stomach or we're breathing into the chest here, and now you're still having a loose core, a loose stomach. One of the things that you want to think about also doing, in addition to bracing your core, is taking the slack out of the bar. So taking the slack out of the bar means that your arms are elongated and they're not in this position right here before you take off. So I'll see a lot of this. This is a common mistake. My arms are really loose, and then I will jerk the bar up. And what happens in that instance where your bar or your arms are not tight is that if you kind of like rip and grip the bar, common injuries that can happen are torn bicep, torn pec, even things like that, because again, there is no tightness in your arms and you're not ready to go. There's an extra element that you're adding in by kind of ripping, gripping, or having a loose arm or loose arms instead of a tight, ready to take off. Loose arms, you're adding the element of now I could possibly think about engaging my bicep before I take off my deadlift, versus once I set myself up, I'm now setting myself up to just think about engaging my posterior chain, my glutes and my hamstrings for posterior chain, and my lower back in order for myself to finish the deadlift. So third thing to think about while deadlifting or setting up the deadlift correctly is engaging your lats into the lift, okay? So oftentimes I will see the shoulders roll forward, and this could also be a lead into I'm rounding my back, and it ultimately can make you miss a lift because the bar is too far away from your body. So when you're doing a max deadlift or deadlift in general, you want to try and get the barbell from point A to B, being from the ground all the way up here or up here, and not having to go from here, going around the world and then bringing it back over to your hip, okay? So with that being said, engaging your lats. So this is not engaged, this is engaged, okay? This is not engaged, this is engaged, okay? So those are the three things you need to do. So first thing is I'm going to brace my core, so I'll take a deep breath. Okay, once I take my deep breath, I'll sit back against my deadlift. Make sure that I'm nice and tight so my arms are not flaring everywhere. This is my tight arms. And the third one being that my lats are engaged. So this is not engaged, this is engaged. So now I'm nice and ready to go. So see, my legs are loaded, my arms are nice and tight, and at this position I will just go ahead and lift the barbell, okay? So this is gonna be a example of how it should look like all together. So again, bracing the core, making sure that my arms are tight, and that the last one would be that my lats are engaged, and I'm ready to just take off in a linear fashion rather than going out and around and then bringing the barbell to my hip. Okay, so here's the 3 steps. brace the core, tightness in my arms. The last one would be engage the lats. So again, I'll do it one more time. Take a deep breath into the stomach or diaphragm. Next one would be tight with your arms. No looseness. This would be taking the slack out of the arms. And lastly would be pack the lats or engage the lats, okay? So one more time. Take a deep breath. So those are 3 big steps or 3 big things you need to do to have a nice takeoff in the deadlift and not round your back or lose your body to the barbell. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you guys are sharing my content, liking and commenting on any ideas or suggestions you may have for the next video. Find me on Instagram at Coach Frankie Martinez and on YouTube at Frankie Martinez Throws. Thank you, guys.